Hello, myself Ramna Reddy. I'm currently working on Shore. Today I'm going to explain how to synchronize the SQL data to Elasticsearch server with the help of the Logstash. We can do that synchronization process with the help of the Logstash and any other programming language like Java, .NET and Python as well. Not only that, we can do that thing with the help of the scripting languages like PowerShell or shell scripts or batch scripts because Elasticsearch API, Elasticsearch providing the API services API request and response format, so we can send the request and we can post the request to Elastic server and we can push the data to SQL data to or whatever data based on a request accepted format. We can format one request and we can push to Elasticsearch server. So here I am going to take one small use case to create the multiple indexes based on the SQL data. So for that I need to schedule the job. It will trigger every 5 minutes or 10 minutes or every day twice or thrice based on our business requirement. For that we need some prerequisites like Elastic Server setup as well as Logstash setup as well as a Jenkins setup, because I am using this Jenkins for scheduling my job. It will trigger based on my requirement. We can schedule not only Jenkins, we can do this scheduling using the Windows Task Scheduler or Logstash Scheduler. It depends on our business case and which environment you are using, like Windows or Linux. Based on that, we can schedule our jobs. Using Logstash, we can schedule our job like this. Here, schedule is the property. Using this, we can give the time. Based on that, it will keep on triggering. Here, statement is there. We can pass our procedure name as well. Here I am going to take one example like creating the multiple indexes with the help of the Jenkins job. Let's move to Jenkins job. This is the my Jenkins job. Let's go and check the configuration. So here we can schedule this job using the PolySCM. As of now I am scheduling every 5 minutes. In demo purpose I don't want to use this option. As of now I am commenting. So this is the my pipeline job. This is my pipeline script. Here I am creating the 4 stages. One is stage 1. I am pulling the SQL scripts from GitHub. Second one, executing those scripts in SQL Server. In stage 3, means step 3, I am creating the index 1. In step 4, I am creating the index 2. Because here I don't want to focus on stage 1 and stage 2, because this thing I already explained my previous videos, like previous videos on deployments related to Angular or .NET projects. I implemented those stuff. I don't want to spend on these stages. In stage 3 I am creating the index 1. This is the my PowerShell file path. I am passing the three parameters. One is the doc type. Doc type is country. My index name. What I need. My index name. I gave like index underscore 1, as well as my procedure name. My SQL procedure name. In stage 4, similarly, same script I am using to create the multiple indexes based on the procedure name. Here is the doc type. I am passing the agent, and the procedure name is USP get all agents. This thing I am passing. So single PowerShell scripts will create the multiple indexes. So let's click on say. After that, I click on build. Yeah, my job is running. My bill number is 15, so I am now getting to 15. Still executing. I am skipping the stage 1 and stage 2. In stage 3, it will create the index 1, start end. I already index 1 is created. After that, again index 2 is started. So if you keep on scheduling this job means it will not create every time new index. It's a keep on updating the existing index. So yeah, my job got success. Let's check the status. My 15th job is got success. Let's go to Elasticsearch server and check whether those data is affected or not. So this is my Elastic server. Let's click on refresh. Yeah, in index 1 I have only 5 records. In index 1 I have only 5 records. Let's go to check on index 2 just to refresh. Index 2 I have only 10 records. Let's go to SQL server and check whether same data is exist or not. We will focus on only index 1. So let's move to SQL server. So this is my test data. Let's go and check my procedure, what written in this procedure. See, in this procedure I gave the created date, is delete, is code name. Like that I am passing the columns. Let's say I am passing one more column like updated date. Is delete is already is there. So I am passing the updated date. Yes, you. I am passing updated date, one more new column. So here I am removing the created date column. I am not passing created column. Even though if already exists, it will not update. It will keep on remain on Elastic server same as it is without performing. It will keep on old data as it is. Here I am hard deleting one record. Let's go to check how many records are there. As of now 5 records are there. Within the 5 I am deleting the 5th record. Hard delete. If I delete permanently from SQL, it will not remove from Elastic server, because for that requirement we need to write separate scripts whenever we remove from SQL server permanently. Similarly, we need to remove from Elastic server as well. Here as of now this store procedures will give the only 4 records. In Elasticsearch we have 5 records because we deleted one record from SQL permanently, not in Elasticsearch. So let's move to Elasticserver. Sorry, let's move to Jenkins job. We will trigger our job again whether these changes are applied or not. Let's click on build. My job number is 16. Sorry, build number, not job number. index 1 is created. Here I suppress the logs as logs. That's why we didn't find much logs here. Index 2 creation is started. Yeah, my build got success. This is my 16th build is got success. Let's move to Elasticsearch, whether those changes are applied or not. Just refresh. See, now I got the 4 records. Within the 4, I deleted the 5th record permanently. So these changes are not applied. I updated one record. Sorry, I deleted only. I did not update any record. So I added one more column updated by, because I didn't update any records, so that's why I didn't get any updated date. So here we removed created date, right? So here in this we get the 4 results from that SP. So in this 4 results we didn't find this column, that's why it's given the null values, but column is still maintaining, but in that column is going to displaying the null values. So let's go to index 2. Index 2 we didn't change anything, right? So same data will here only. It will perform the keep on upset operations only. Whatever the record you updated, those record changes will reflect in an Elasticsearch only. If you add any new column, it will add. Otherwise, if you remove any column from SQL, it will not affecting an Elasticsearch. Instead of those records, data will going to null or blank. Yeah, let's focus on the scripts what I wrote in pipeline scripts. Let's go to review and review the script. Here whatever I wrote the PowerShell scripts, let's move to that PowerShell scripts to perform these operations. Let's verify what I wrote. Here I am passing the 3 parameters. One is the doc type and index type and index name and procedure name. This is we can play how many parameters we need, but it's a limitation up to 9 or 10 parameters will accept. This is the my Elasticsearch address. This is the MySQL connection, JDBC SQL connection. This is my username and password. So this execution process will start from here. So here I am creating the Logstash Logstash server Logstash syntax. This is the my syntax, my configuration related syntax. This is the my JDBC driver. I already installed it in my JDBC server in my prod server. This is the my Elasticsearch address, sorry, SQL connection address and the username password. This is the my procedure name. I am passing from the dynamically based on the stage. This is the my Elasticsearch address and index name and my doc type, and this is the ID. So we need to maintain the unique identifier, unique identity column name for all the index creation, because you can create the one script, you can create multiple scripts. For that purpose we need to maintain unique column identifier. For that I am creating the ID. It will performing the upset operations, so we can set it to true. So everything I combined and written in the string format. This is the main command to execute the Logstash. Here this is the because I disable the logs, so I need to, why? Because in Jenkins job build history we didn't find much logs, because I suppressed all the logs. Whenever the errors appeared in Logstash, those errors will appear only that build history. So based on the execution code, if you get any errors, it keep in job history. I log the logstash execution result set. So let's move to logstash, sorry, Jenkins. In build history, it given the 0. 0 means success. If it throw error anything from logstash, it will return the 1. And the time build got failed. Based on the errors, we need to work. So whenever the errors will come, it will block the execution. If it is success, it's going to end. This is the script for continuously sync with SQL data to Elasticsearch server. So here we get the one doubt, like how we configure the logstash and everything. So for that I wrote the one article how to install and set up in logstash on Windows server. So this is the article. You can go and verify in this URL. You will get the how to configure that logstash on Windows server. We need to download the Java as well as JDBC, and we need to set up the path and everything. So based on that, Logstash will push our data to Elastic server continuously. So that's it from my end. If you have any questions and doubts, please feel contact on LinkedIn or email. Thank you.